Hi there, how's everybody doing? And it's great to be with you again. I just thought, I had this thought in the morning which I thought I would share with you all. This whole aspect of being fearful. There are many situations and circumstances in our life that causes panic or causes us to fear or that causes us to feel uptight about certain things. And very often what happens is the reason that that fear remains in us about that particular situation or about that particular circumstances is because we avoid it. We try to ignore it or we try to avoid it. And as it says, whatever you avoid attracts. So I was just thinking, what are some of the things that you are fearful of? It could be a fear of water, it could be the fear of a cockroach or a lizard, it could be as big as a fear of authority, it could be a fear of falling in love, it could be of the police, it could be the fear of so many things. What is your fear? As I talk to you, what comes to your mind that you look at this thing and there is a fear that grips you and you want to avoid it, and the more you avoid that particular situation, the fear of that pursues you. So how do you, let's say for example this COVID-19, now we are all going through this pandemic of COVID-19, and COVID-19, as I look at it from my perspective, COVID-19 has not created any fear. COVID-19 has only revealed the fear that is already there in us. And what is the fear? The fear is not that we will get COVID-19. The fear is that, we will die. That's the fear. And and what happens is we keep avoiding, we don't go out, we don't do this, we don't do that, which is right. There is a place to do that. But we are doing it with such fear that this whole aspect of COVID-19 grips our heart with fear, and we almost get paralyzed. Now think about this. When you cross the road, you are not fearful. Now there are so many people who die in road accidents. There are so many people who die in train accidents. There are so many people who die of other, small sicknesses. But we are not afraid of crossing the road. Why aren't we afraid of crossing the road? Because we have become familiar with crossing the road. Similarly, it is with fear. The only way, one of the ways, if I could say, if I would suggest, or I would, say, is that one of the ways to get rid with the fear of that situation is to face that situation. When you learn to face the situation that is creating that panic or that is creating the fear, when you learn to face that situation, that facing that situation brings familiarity. And when you become familiar to that very thing that causes fear, fear disappears, fear leaves you. The power of fear vanishes. So the best thing to do is to face the situation so that you become familiar with the situation and you get freedom from the fear that causes that situation to come to you. So that's what I thought of sharing, So COVID-19, for example, don't be scared of COVID-19. Take precautions, no doubt about that. Wear your mask or whatever you have to do. You take precautions, but get familiar with it. Get familiar that there's something which is going to stay, and don't let it grip your heart. The more you get familiar with it, the more this is this is what I would suggest. Just take precautions, just like how you cross the road. You are not scared of dying when you cross the road, do you? You're not scared that if I drive my car, I will die, or if I cross the road, I will die, or if I ride my two-wheeler, I will die. You don't do that. Why? Because now you have become familiar. In fact, I know people who cross the road so dangerously that the fear of death is not there only in them. So what is the situation in your life that causes you to fear, that causes panic? Learn to face it. When you learn to face that situation, you become familiar with that situation and the fear leaves you. If you're, for example, scared of the police. I can tell you this. You go to the police 10 times and just thank him and just say, "Sir, thank you so much for all your help, for what you have done to us. We feel secure." You do this 10 times to the police, and the fear of the police will go away from you. So that is what I just thought I'll share. The only way you can deal with your fear is to face the situation that is causing you to fear. And when you start becoming familiar to that situation, the power of fear leaves you. So have a lovely day and God bless.